Hello there. Welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So I'm here with Mr. Keith Atkins, and boy, are you in for a treat today. This is an interview that is going to take you around the world. It's going to open up your mind to job possibilities, and even if you're just cooking in your kitchen, this is the man. He is a chef by trade, and I'm telling you, I've seen him in action for weeks. He can really cook and run a business. So I don't want to tell you out of my mouth because you might not believe me, but let me introduce you to him and let him just water your mouth, okay? All right, Mr. Keith Atkins, say hello to my YouTube family.
Hello, YouTube family. It's great to be here, actually, and it was a pleasure working with you the last couple weeks.
Thank you.
A little bit about myself. My name is Keith Derek Atkins, come from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Live in Florida now. I've been an executive chef for about 25 years. I came from business dining and campus dining, all with Aramark and Compass. Did a lot of schools in Florida. Traveled around with colleges just to help out. And that's how everything kind of got started. And on my vacations, I would go and do private events or NASCAR events, golf events, and then from there, it just took off, and now that's what I do for a living.
So when you say that's what you do for a living, what is it exactly you do for a living? How do you get your money?
That's a good question. Right now I'm a private contractor. So the name of my company is Pro Travel Chefs LLC, and I basically network with other chefs. That there's a group of us that kind of travel together, and we've been traveling together for about 10 years now. So when we go do events, not all of us go to the same event at the same time. There's a group of probably 10 to 20 chefs, but depends on how big the event is how many chefs will be at that event. I do things from NBA basketball to NFL football, a lot of college football games, NASCAR, golf events from the US Open, the Masters, do tennis events. So basically a lot of sporting events that we do.
So, okay, so what, tell us some of the athletes you met. I'm sure you met plenty if you're cooking for them, because they're going to find where the food is.
Absolutely. Everybody wants to eat. There's been a lot of athletes. I mean, from NASCAR, I've met a lot of the drivers and a lot of the drivers' wives. When it goes into football, I've met football players like Justin Tuck, Jerome Bettis, Tim Tebow. And then I guess in basketball, there would be Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Was one of my big ones where I couldn't even talk that day. That was one of the scary moments.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I don't get starstruck that often. But you know, it is MJ.
Okay. Did he say anything to you?
Oh yeah, we had conversations and we sat and talked for a little bit and things like that. But that wasn't even at a basketball event. It was actually at a golf event.
Okay.
And it was the Ryder Cup back probably 10 years ago in Chicago.
And what did you cook for him that day?
Well, actually, didn't get a chance to actually cook for him. It was actually after I was done. He was walking up the fairway, and he just happened to see me. We talked and took a couple pictures, and he went on his way.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. So it sounds like you really have an exciting life.
Oh, you know, I tell you what, at first I never thought that cooking would ever get me this far and to see things that I've seen and go to different states and stuff like that and meet a lot of interesting people. But it's been a God blessing sent to me. I mean, it's been, and first of all, you got to love what you do. And I love cooking. I love it. I love taking nothing and making something.
Oh, wow. Now, you guys know that's my motto, taking a little bit and making it go a long way. So you see, he thinks like I do. And that's the idea that I want you guys to learn, how you don't have to think you have to drop your whole paycheck at the grocery store every day. You don't.
Yep.
So, you know, before this interview is over, he's going to tell you some tricks on how you can save some money in your house, okay? That's just to keep you hanging on because you haven't heard the juice yet. Oh, no. So, okay, so you travel as an executive chef.
Yes, ma'am.
Before you was an executive chef, what was your titles?
I've always, well, for the past 25 years, I've always been an executive chef, either at a business dining account or at a college.
Okay.
I used to run a lot of colleges for the past 14 years in Florida and in Georgia. And then the business dining part of it was like big office buildings that have cafeterias inside. I did that for about 10 years.
And what was your title before those 14 years?
Oh, I mean, I started from the bottom. I mean, I was a dishwasher.
You guys hear that? You hear that? So I want you to see the possibility for you is real. He started as a dishwasher. Okay, bring us on up.
Yeah, I started as a dishwasher back in like 1989. Just moved to Florida. Never been in the back of a house of a kitchen in my life. Started washing dishes, and I became an oyster shucker, and then I was the fry guy. And then I moved to the grill, then I was the expediter, and then I took over the kitchen after that.
Oh, wow. Isn't that
so,
something?
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very possible. I mean, you got to dream big and you got to live your dreams. That's for sure. So, you know, everything out there is set up. You just got to take advantage of it.
Yes. Now, did you think when you were washing the dishes and the fryer later guy that you would be at this level executive chef?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I mean, I was a young kid. I was probably like 20 years old. And I actually went to college for accounting and thought maybe I was going to go and do accounting. But I'm just not that person to sit in an office every day. So I started in the kitchen and realized things kind of not came easy, but I liked it. So once you find something that you like, it's a little easier to go to work.
Yes, yes. You know, the Bible says that your gift will make room for you. So I always tell people they can tell what their gift is because they like to do it no matter when.
Absolutely.
You can do it when you're tired, when you're sleepy, sick.
That is true, and that is true. I mean, I love actually cooking. I mean, I really don't think I know what I would do if I didn't cook. A lot of people always ask, well, you know, do you cook at home and do you do this?
That's a good question.
And the truth is, I'm not gonna lie, if I do cook at home, I'd rather cook outside on a grill because I'm inside cooking every day. But I like being outside and cooking at home.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I mean, I will cook inside, but I enjoy it more outside.
Okay. So when you are home, are you the cook in the house?
Yeah, my daughters don't know how to cook. I gotta teach them before they get married.
Wait a minute. Hold up. The executive chef daughters do not know how to cook. Does that sound familiar to you guys out there? I think it does. You know, because I get calls, how do you make this and how do you make that, okay? When I used to make my kids, if they told me they didn't know how to cook something, I would show them how to cook for 3 weeks straight. And if they told me that again, we'd go back over that again and again and again. And obviously they didn't get these lessons because they still call me on how do you cook something. Really? You know what I tell them now? Oh yeah, go check out the videos. I have over 300 and something. I'm sure you'll be able to follow that.
That's good information for them.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you to tell your daughters.
Oh, I'm going to.
You know, if they don't know how to cook, there's some help out there. Grandma Ray is out there. And, you know, maybe you should just play sick one day.
They might starve.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so what made you start your own business?
Well, I mean, I was in the workforce for many years, and it came to the point where I was on my vacations. I would take and do special events like golf events and NASCAR events, and all the guys that I met were kept on saying, you know, Chef Keith, why don't you just do this full time? Why don't you just do this full time? And I was always that person that was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to get the gigs for the whole year. And everyone always said, Chef, you know everybody, you know, you're going to get the gigs. Don't worry about it. So about 3 years ago, I made a decision. Said, okay, I'm going to leave the job that I've worked for, you know, 14 years, and I'm going to go out and open my own company and do the travel thing. Now, I'm not going to lie. The first 3 months, I was scared to death. You know, I just didn't know if it was going to work out, if I was going to get a job that week or next week, and how it was going to work. But like my friend said, I know everybody.
Yes.
So, and God blessed me, and now I am not worried about any gigs anymore. I turn down more than I can do.
Isn't that something? The doors just open.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
what was you worried about? Was you worried because you didn't have the finances behind you in the bank to help you know that you're okay for 3 months to pay your bills? Or
Pretty
were
much.
You, yeah?
It was more or less just knowing if I can get a paycheck every 2 weeks like I have been for the past 20 years. That's what kind of scared me a little bit. But then, like I said, now I pick and choose what events I like to do. I mean, it's like I said, it's a godsend because normally you can't do that. But I've met the right people, met the right crew, met the right people to be around, and they put me in a great situation, and everything's fallen perfectly into place.
Okay, so how long are you gonna do this?
Well, there is a time limit. I'm not going to lie there.
Oh, okay.
I'm 53 years old right now, so I'm probably going to do it for like another 7 years, honestly.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, now to the point where I get to choose and pick and do things that I would are on my bucket list. You know, from the Olympics to NASCAR to X Games to different things that I want to do. So I'm going to pursue those things and try to check off that bucket list thing.
Okay, and then after you finish having fun, going all over the world cooking and pleasing people,
making
and
people famous.
And having them water in their mouth till you get back. What are you gonna do then?
Well, honestly, I have been thinking about that, and it might come sooner than later, but when this is all done and I don't want to travel that much more, I think I'm just going to basically scale the business down and just do consultant work. And basically still do a little traveling, but basically help people out with their business side or the back of the house side of restaurants. Going in and getting the kitchen organized and showing them how to do this and showing them how to do the inventory and order right and make sure that they're set up for success.
Is that something that you are open on a if you can basis now?
Oh yes, ma'am. Yeah, I don't do as much consultant work as I would like to, but yes, I do about 30% of the business that I do is consultant work, and 70 is probably events that I do. You know, like golf events and things like that.
Okay, so I've watched some TV horror shows about kitchens and restaurants, and the chef goes in. I won't mention the chef name because he's not you, and we're all about you today. Oh. Okay, you know, like if somebody's kitchen is a complete disaster, nasty. They're just hanging on by a thread because they lost all the energy, and their bills is piling up. They owe every delivery person there is. What could you do for them?
Well, the money part of it is not really an issue that I can really help them out with, but the part I can help them out with will get their money back on stride.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is getting the kitchen to run fluently and have a great organization system and having everybody on the same page in the kitchen, not fighting against each other, and working together as a team. You'd be surprised how much that affects the money part of it.
Okay.
People start to enjoy coming to work. People start to take pride in it. And then when that happens, they are doing the right thing at work. They are, if it's portion control or, things out there that they need to be doing correctly, they'll do it. I mean, it's amazing how much a thank you goes a long way in the kitchen. Or, you did a good job today.
See?
Sometimes money isn't everything. Being kind and treating people like you want to be treated.
Yes.
Is how I live my life.
Okay.
I wouldn't be where I am today if I did not go by the morals of what my parents taught me when I was younger.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Nice. So I know people are gonna say, okay, so he's an executive chef, and you're talking about I should take a chance. Maybe someone's been out there in the food industry for many years, and maybe they're concerned like you, whether they're gonna be able to get that paycheck to pay their bills back home. So what kind of figure can they look at?
Well, I mean, once you get established and you get to basically choose and pick the events you would like to do, it can range from $65,000 to $100,000 a year with no problem.
Whoa! Would you repeat those figures again? Whoa!
If you do it correctly.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, if you do it correctly and you get the right gigs, I mean, there's a lot of different gigs out there that pay very well, and you can, if you get a certain style of contract work per year, it's no problem. You can't make $100,000.
Okay. So I think the key thing here is for anyone that's listening, and if this is something that you're interested in doing, maybe you might want to save up 3 or 4 months worth of your expense money, and then you can go ahead and try it with comfortability. You know what I mean? Because I understand that you got to pay your bills and that sort of thing. But I think this is something that you should really, really consider if you're in the culinary art field, because I didn't know anything about this traveling, and I've been cooking my whole life. So, I think that this is something that he is opening our eyes up to today, and the possibilities are real. So I want you to tell them again the name of your company.
That's right. It's Pro Travel Chefs, and basically the name started from everywhere we go. There's a group of probably 20 to 30 chefs that are traveling all over the United States, and I might not see all of them but twice a year, but we are a group of guys and girls that, it's like a brotherhood for sure. And it's basically Pro Travel Chefs. There's a lot of different companies out there. I have friends of mine that have their own company also that do the exact same thing as I do. And what we do is we are private contractors. So we basically are our own business. We take care of our own taxes and things like that, and insurance, and things, and live life like we like to live it.
And do you have a website?
I do not have a website. I have an email address that I go by right now that everybody emails me on.
Okay, would you like to give that so that they want to contact you? And by the way, if you have an event that you need catered, that you need that food tasting so good until you're begging for more, you need to get this email address, because I'm telling you, he really, really can cook. I'm telling you from what I've experienced.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Give him the email.
Yeah, the email is cheffizzle@comcast.net, and it's CHEFFIZZELL@comcast.net. And that's where pretty much everybody gets a hold of me, and then I'll email him back and go from there.
Okay, great. So we're going to end this segment, and we're going to come back, and we're going to be talking about women who work the front end of the house, and maybe some women who are also cooks that also could join the guys. Why not?
Yeah, hey, that's
okay?
Exactly.
And so I don't want to leave anybody out. He's going to tell you about other job positions that you can fulfill with this traveling all over the world. Can you just imagine that you're in this state today, 3 weeks from now you're in another state, and wait, tell them who's paying for the expense of the traveling.
Whoever hires you as a contractor. So whatever company that basically hires you, they will basically get your airline ticket, your hotel room, your travel if you need a rental car or Uber, your per diem per day to eat, and then get paid for working also.
So let me rehearse that, because I want to make sure you all got that. They pay for everything. The car, the airline ticket, the food that you eat every day at the restaurant, the hotel, Uber, whatever expense you need on top of your paycheck. On top of your paycheck. Now you can't beat that. Oh my Lord. This is wonderful. Well, guys, I'm all excited. I want to hear part 2. So I'm going to end this segment, and you be sure to tune in to part 2, because he's going to tell you about all the places he went all over the world. You know, I always videotape and show you the different states and places that I go to all over the world. So now you're going to get some more traveling information, okay? All right, so I'll talk to you in a minute, okay?
All right, bye-bye.
Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Share the video, subscribe. If you have some family members that are unemployed and they have cooking skills, please share this with them. Let them know it is definitely work out there, and that they should seek out these jobs and opportunities, okay? All right, so we'll check you on the next video. Thank you, Grandma Ray Don't Play. I'm out.